Hi friends, Andromeda of Earth here, wanting to talk about the week of May 24th through the 30th. We're in 2020. This week I grabbed the II Onyx Tarot. Super gorgeous, super inspiring. Images are just, Courtney Alexander created all of these pieces of artwork using various media, wrote a phenomenal guidebook, super high quality. I love the box. I love the feel. That's the best part. Every time I work with this deck, I always talk about the feel of it because it's so velvety. Definitely so yeah, Dust Onyx Tarot. We'll be doing a 3-card spread like we normally do for the week. Know, show, and grow, which is also synonymous with head, heart, and balance, as well as past, present, and future. Knowing, of course, that the future can always change depending on what choices and decisions we make in the present moment. Get myself grounded in body. Ask the permission from the land to connect to it. It took a minute, but then I found a resounding yes. Oh, that felt good. Don't forget to ask permission from the land to connect when you want to connect. I welcome any and only benevolent beings to this space. I welcome any ancients, any ancestors, any ascended masters, any angels who are in alignment with divine will and universal law. Hail and welcome. I welcome any beings, named or unnamed, who are in alignment with divine will and universal law, and are here for the good of all involved. Hail and welcome. Let's see, what messages do we need to know for this week? Something just told me to cut 7 times, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1 more. Okay, in our headspace, we have the universe. This is like the World card titled The Universe. This is the whole of everything in the Fool's Journey. This is the end. This is all the things. The journey coming to fruition. It's the collective knowledge, the collective wisdom. We have it all. We are connected to each other in mind, in body, and spirit. It's inseparable. This being, this goddess, is goddess, I mean, it's all, right? Have their eyes closed. They don't need to see to know. Wow. It is the 21st number of the tarot, but really it's number 22. It's the 22nd card. The first card being the 0. So 22 being a hidden but significant number and meaning for this. The end. What's going to happen when they open their eyes? They will eventually open their eyes and begin a new cycle. It can feel overwhelming to have this sense of like knowing everything and being aware of it all. The being here is very calm. And so there is a sense of acceptance that is happening, allowance, unconditional love of holding of the whole. Their emblem, it's on a necklace, but it's an entirety of their chest. It's sort of like their chest has been ripped open to show this beautiful art that they're feeling and living and being. It's all of them. What a wonderful message to know that you know. It may not feel like that way, because we can't see it, right? Are you comfortable closing your eyes in stillness? Are you comfortable believing without having to see? That certainly will tell you about how you are feeling with this closure I just heard to a journey. In our heart, we have the 2 of Blades. So 2 swords. We have opposition. We have the potential for opposition. Most likely it could come in the form of a dialogue. Yeah, I'm seeing with the 2 swords a conversation between the one mind and the other mind, the one sword and the other sword. Now, in this image here, they're not necessarily fighting. There's not like 2 people that are being at odds with each other. Actually, it's one person with 2 swords. So in our heart, we may be holding on to 2 different ideas. Are we just holding it ready for when the moon is in the right time? Steady, ready, willing to wait, being patient? Or is this person, who's already masked up, who's already armored up, are they in a state of anxiety or fear or worry? Are they arguing with themselves? Are they arguing with some unknown force that they're looking at, over here in the distance? Are they staring down someone? What's this scene in your heart? Do you ever look to the moon? We have a choice. So another thing I see here with the 2 of Blades, having a choice. It may not seem like we have a choice because we're being given two blades and not a blade and a heart or a blade and a cup. But we have free will. We can do whatever we want with these swords. We can cross them. We can keep them at our side. We can throw them in the ground. You know, we can take them home and display them proudly as the swords we didn't have to use, you know, in a malicious, violent way, especially against ourselves. So the balance of the all-knowing and the feeling of options and choices. The 8 of Coins. I'm seeing an adorned being. Almost looks like, you know, I almost see a child. Yeah, I just drew the 8 of Cups in a personal reading I did for a friend. And the card also didn't have a whole lot to go off of intuitively. You're seeing the profile. You know, we're only seeing half of the picture. Is this being, you know, looking down at the ground, or do they have their head bowed in prayer? When I think of 8s, I think of abundance. I think of intensity and powerfulness, and 8 being infinity. And then Coins being, in this deck would be Pentacles. So having to do with earthly matters. Of course, finances, business, but also all things having to do with this 3D physical realm that we're in, our home. I would like to get some insight from Courtney's book here about the 8 of Coins. See what they wrote as insight. So it says apprenticeship, self-employment, hobbies, saving, and diligence. Now, if that isn't something that I've constantly been thinking about and talking about, and I don't know what is, if it isn't. The fulfillment and skill inherent to the hair braiding tradition. So in their description of this card, they're talking about the hair braiding and what it takes to be able to do this fine art. It takes some work, some skill. Fulfilling and rewarding growth opportunities to come. Yeah, that's definitely what I see, especially with the childlike energy. There is some sort of, you know, beginning that's happening, which makes a lot of sense, you know, having the universe, the swords, the choice. So it's like we have the end, the choice, and then the beginning anew happening with a new earthly journey. One that takes hard work, discipline, reverence for tradition. You know, see what others have done to learn to do what you want to do. See if there's anybody you connect with that can help foster your growth in an area. You don't have to dive quite in yet, but refine what you want. Get as intricate with the details as possible. And in my opinion, that will help to stave off any sort of fear or anxiety or opposition that you may feel from yourself or others, because resistance is going to come when we are dealing with a new adventure. The 8 Pentacles. Now I'm remembering the Smith Rider-Waite Tarot, the traditional deck, the one that everybody knows, and it's a person, I believe it's a person who's just like working on their craft, doing the thing. It takes time to learn those skills and to learn to do it right and to do it efficiently, you know, like time efficiency. When people look at a masterpiece, they don't think about all the hours of time spent with a person, you know, throwing paint around, and you know, all the spills and the messes and the mistakes, and they don't see that. They just see the one piece of art and they're like, oh man, you know, I wish I could do that. Well, are you willing to have all the paint spills? Are you willing to have all of your clothes smell like paint thinner? Are you willing to spend the time without your phone, not on Instagram, not watching Netflix, but doing the thing? That will determine. And it sounds like, you know, from the past, present, future, that we're like, okay, cool, yeah, I'm signing up for it, you know. Sounds like to me we've decided to use the blades for our advantage. You know, maybe instead of slashing down other people, we're going to tame some wild, overgrown brush that needs to be weeded so that new life can grow. New webs can be woven. New life can spark, which will all take effort. In the shadow period, or in the dark, we've got the 2 of Gourds. So this would be like the 2 of Cups, the coming together of 2 vortexes, the water spilling from one vortex into another and over and into this being who's been doing so much work to get there. Maybe it feels a little bit like there's nobody there to fill up our cup. But that's just a feeling, and that is temporary. Our feelings always change, and our feelings don't define us. We are not our feelings. We are the one observing our feelings. Thank goodness. definitely curious what Courtney has to say. So in the dormant state, okay, separation, dissolution, hate, conflict, and incompatibility. So this may be pointing out feelings of that way, feeling separated, feeling disillusioned, feeling like there is nobody compatible to us, for us to fill up our cup. Remember, this is not true because this information is shadowed, it's veiled. We're not able to really see it very clearly, but it's information that needs to be seen. Otherwise it wouldn't be shown. So not feeling like having that mutually beneficial kind of relationship. So great. It's good to know where we are feeling our lack so that we can then take steps to create it. Send our order up to the universe. Be like, hey, yo, I would love to have somebody who fills me up as much as I fill them up. I got my eyes open. And the universe is like, oh yeah? Huh. And then if you're like, I got that. You know what I mean? First it's like identifying it, what you want. And then knowing that you've got it, knowing that the universe is, there's something, someone else out there that can do it. You gotta have trust that the universe will bring it to you. Trust that what is for you will come to you. And that trust is what allows you to open up your heart to hold the space for actually receiving it. If we're only in the state of lack and desire, like longing desire, and feeling without, that's just, it's not necessarily a recipe for receiving the thing. We can only have the thing or the wanting of the thing. Two options, two choices. We can have the thing or the wanting of the thing. Which one would you rather have? The want or the thing? So know what's coming to you. Know that there is no lack, that this is just an illusion. This is actually a perverted illusion of what it is we actually have, because we do have that. All around us there are beings and allies that are talking with us and telling us things. We've been trained to not listen. We've been trained to distract ourselves constantly. So, which is our choice? I'm going to put these cards out in a crystal grid with some Reiki, and then create some journal prompts and symbolism to explore further, things for you to ponder on your own this week. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you.